What's happening, guys? Zach here, UndergroundStrength.tv, reading an amazing book that I want to share with you called Wrestling Tough. I actually should have bought this book so long ago, and myself being such an aggressive reader, always wanting to learn, I don't know what took me so long, but I did get a holiday gift, or maybe it was a birthday gift, I don't recall, but it was a $100 gift card to Amazon, and I just crushed that gift card rather quickly. I wanted to share with you guys a couple of things in this book that really inspired me. And I'm not even that deep into this book. There's quotes from not just wrestling coaches, wrestlers, but really successful athletes in general. So I also want to say that I don't want you to always take what I say or maybe what I'm reading or even what you read elsewhere 100% into account. The best way is to learn, to listen, and to test it, to apply it, because things will work differently for different athletes, for different coaches, for people that have different attitudes, different mindsets. And that's one of the biggest things that I really wanted to learn about this book, because I see a lot of athletes working very hard, but not all of them succeed. And I've always known it's just their lack of confidence, their lack of desire, their lack of intensity. They are accepting of, competing good enough. They're okay with losing, 30, 40% of the time. And really, people are scared of excellence nowadays. This is why I see in my hometown a wrestling team with a record of 2-21, and that coach is still allowed to be a coach. And nobody's fighting about that. Nobody's complaining about that. Everybody thinks it's quite normal. So when I see, losing teams that I'm good enough, I got it. Those are really the people that should read Wrestling Tough. But I also know they won't read Wrestling Tough. So my videos are for the people that demand excellence of themselves. Not for, the people watching my videos are certainly not the coach or the athlete with a losing record. Those people are probably sitting, watching TV, and feel like they've worked hard enough. So check this out. I'm going to read a couple excerpts from this, and this is really cool what Dan Gable says. He goes, what Gable stresses about success is what you need to understand if you are to rise above the crowd. It doesn't come overnight, says Gable. If you want to accomplish anything that's worthwhile, you've got to be associated with a great system year-round for many years. That right there, if I cut the video there, but I won't, that says it all. So which athletes that I train are succeeding the most? The ones that stop every time football, wrestling, baseball season starts, or the one that trains through the season and continues to get better? I'm sure we all know the answer to that. So as soon as you start on again, off again, it's just a waste, because they come back and we're starting not just from ground zero, we're starting from negative ground. We're reassessing them. We're rebuilding technique. They've lost strength. They've lost confidence. They've lost the intensity and the mental toughness that comes with doing the difficult things when the majority are willing to quit. I think that says a lot. And then the next part from Dan Gable. The key to overwhelming success, says Gable, is to focus at all times on what it takes to win consistently at every level. That focus comes only through the association with a system and a philosophy that has demonstrated that they can and will work. So what he's essentially saying there is, at Iowa, they're constantly winning, the Big Ten, the Nationals. Now there's more of a battle between Iowa and Ohio State and Minnesota and Missouri and some of these other top schools. But that program has just been proven. It's a proven system. I sent out an email this morning to my parents of the gym, and congratulated one of our athletes on winning his county title. I believe it was his second county title. Maybe it was his first. Last year he may have taken second. We have a lot of kids winning, which is a great problem for me to forget who's winning so much. But I remember when I was a kid, there was a wrestling club called The Edge, And that's where this kid trains at. He's been training at a wrestling club that has developed a system and that has just consistently churned out top-tier wrestlers who become top-tier wrestling coaches at the Division I, Division III level, and it's a system. He goes to us, a proven system of success. He goes to the Edge, proven system of wrestling success. He goes to our recommended nutritionist, who is sought out around the country and through NFL athletes and NFL teams. He goes to the best of the best, and that raises his confidence level. But every time you don't do these things, it starts chopping away at your confidence. And where you once maybe started with, let's say, a 100%, now you're at 90%, 80%, 70%. So the less of the great things you do, the more it chops away at excellence. And from excellence, you just start becoming good. Then you become good enough. Then you go to suck, and then you go to shit. So these are obviously the two opposite ends of the spectrum. But what I'm trying to tell you is your only option should be excellence. And if you're not going all out, then you will regret it for the rest of your life. When you're competing, when you're putting in the training, the eating, the lifestyle, choosing the friends you're going to associate yourself with, they all have an impact either in a good way or a negative way on how successful you can become. The mindset is just the big ticket. Here's something I want to share, the last part of this, talking about how wrestling blended in with football. And nowadays, we just don't see enough athletes tough enough to do two sports. They start focusing on one sport in second grade. It's the most ridiculous thing. Our American system of sports training is ass backwards. The Russians have it right and had it right 50, 60 years ago when they put in top-level coaches at the youth level, and that way they were building a top-level athlete and giving him proper coaching, whereas nowadays it's tough to find a good coach at the high school level, let alone a great coach. Why? Athletic directors don't like people who are pushing for excellence, because then you're working people too hard, then Johnny's mother complains. It's just, they don't like that. They want a little safe, they want safety. And the safest thing is oftentimes the least effective thing. So check this out. Coaches of other sports have always respected wrestling as one of the best tests of an athlete's mental and mental toughness. Now, that's coming from this book. I don't want to say they've always respected it. There's a lot of coaches out there who don't care. I'm honestly fired up on the coaches who don't care. Check this out, though. This is from the 50s and 60s. Paul Bear Bryant became a legend at the University of Alabama in the 50s and 60s, winning 6 national titles and making the Crimson Tide the most feared football team in the nation. And Alabama is still up there, still winning national titles. When he retired in 1982, he had the most victories, 323 victories, of any football coach in collegiate history. He earned the nickname Bear when he accepted a challenge to wrestle a bear at a circus when he was a teenager. Now, I don't know if that's a fallacy or not, but here comes the big lesson. Coach Bryant held wrestling in such high esteem as a developer of athletes, both physically and mentally, that he made the Alabama football team work out in the wrestling room for spring practice, shooting takedowns and engaging in live scrimmages. No one was exempt, not even superstar quarterbacks like Joe Namath and Ken Stabler. There you have it, guys. All this specialized stuff, hey, I need to do my speed and agility work. I can't bench press. I can't do this. I can't do that. You can't do all these things because everybody's so special. I'm still waiting to meet the athlete that is strong enough, fast enough, tough enough, and that he doesn't need to do this XYZ program. Certainly some athletes don't need to bench press, but at the high school level, it's not going to hurt anybody unless that kid has done the over specialization route and he's already banged up his body through the sport, not through physical preparation. Here's the finisher. Everyone was expected to wrestle, said Tom Drake, who served as Brian's line coach as well as the head wrestling coach. Amazing. You got the O-line, you got the lineman coach, who's also the head wrestling coach, understands how to utilize the hand fighting, the hips, and the motion and the athleticism of wrestling to go into football. He just knew that wrestling would make his players tougher, both mentally and physically. Coach Bryant really respected wrestling and believed in it. Now, what does this mean? Does that mean everybody's cut out for wrestling? Absolutely not. But I will say this. As a wrestler, I wish I played football. It would have made me meaner. The day in and day out of hitting, the weekend competitions, the games of going out there and fighting, out there on the grass, that would have made me tougher. A lot of athletes, it's just too much. I'm too busy. They don't want to do 2 seasons in a row or 2 sports back to back. If you want to succeed at a high level, not just good enough level, this needs to be changed. I have many stories of athletes who quit for stupid excuses. I'm too busy. It's too much. My social life is being ruined. Your social life is not being ruined by showing up at a gym 3 days a week, eating properly, not smoking pot and going out and drinking and doing drugs with your friends, getting to bed on time. It's not ruining your social life, and I promise you, you're not missing out on anything by not doing those stupid, ridiculous things. Excellence should be your only option, not good enough. So if you are on a team, let's say you're an athlete watching this, you're on a team and the coach is fine with good enough, then find your own way. Make your own breaks. Go find a club, go find a coach, go find an awesome physical preparation strength coach and become awesome. Half-assing it is just no way to live on this earth. You're just existing. You're not truly living. Click the links below. Lots of free information for people that want to take action and put it to use. And I look forward to hooking you guys up with more great info. Thanks for watching.